is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a battle report for you today. We got Dark Angels versus Chaos Space Marines, Pactbound Zealots. One of our Grandmasters wanted to see this on a battle report, so we're like, screw it, let's run the original 10th edition list with Abaddon, rerolls, 5-up critting, Hellbrute, like the whole 9 yards. It actually panned out to be better than I thought it was. There's just so many detachments we have in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. There's just so much we want to play, and when you go back to the original, even after it got nerfed, it's still, you miss all of the rerolls, and especially running Abaddon with Chosen, it's super fun. So we put it on a battle report for you guys today. We got our boy Brian, who's running the Dark Angels with the Lion L. Johnson. I actually played Dark Angels at Nova, which is one of the games I actually almost lost. So they are a very, very good detachment. I told him about the list that I played. It was basically 9 bikes with the character bike. They get to bring guys back. They get to infiltrate turn 1, or rapid ingress turn 1, which is just nuts. So stay tuned for that list. That list might be coming up soon. But there's a lot of stuff with the Dark Angels that they're very good at. The Deathwing Knights are also very good. And Lionel Johnson can move through walls now, which is awesome. So definitely think that's needed for him, but there's just so much to go over. So with this battle report, if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate clicking on the video. If you guys are my Patreons, wouldn't be doing this without you. There's just so much I have going on, and most of it is to get better at 40k, go to Worlds, compete at Las Vegas Open. Right now, we're currently ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world. That is, again, thanks to you guys pushing me to be the best I can be. And also, we're #6 in the world in general for 40k. Once we get Worlds done in LVO, we might be boosting up to top 5 best in the world for 40k. So if you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe, do all the YouTube shit. But guys, I appreciate it. And if you guys want to support the channel, we do have a new merch store, which is legit. So you guys can purchase any shirts, hoodies, dirtbag jerseys. We have hats, all the stickers we have on shirts. We have hoodies, we have muscle tees, we have mugs, everything. These hoodies legit. We also have shorts. These are dishwasher safe. I tested them out. And a whole bunch of funny shirts to go along with it. So if you guys want to support the channel, links in the description below. It's a new merch store. You guys print on demand, so you guys can buy whatever you want to buy. And then we have the original merch store, which is any dice, widgets should be used in every single game. We got poker chips, which are good for sticky objectives, marking different counters on different units that have like battle shock or stuff like that. And then we have Cypher, proxy model. We have Codiez, Assassin, still super hard to find. And then all the stickers down below. So if you guys are interested in these, you message me on Discord. If you guys want to support the channel, head over to the merch store, buy some merch, but just join Patreon, because you get your own Patreon logo in Discord, as well as Patreon chat, which nobody else can access unless you're a Patreon. But yeah, that's how you support us the most. And if you guys are interested in getting competitive play, sign up for the Grandmaster Dirtbag. That gets the most bang for your buck, setting up a call once a month with one of the top players in the world. So let's get into the battle report. We will go over each army. If you guys are new, we go turn by turn, picture by picture, what we did good, what we could have done better. It's a 30-minute battle report, depending on how much we talk about it, but it's basically to get you guys better at what we're doing, where we're placing, how our deployment is, what we're learning from each game, so you guys don't have to sit there for 3 hours and like, what the hell is going on, especially for newer players. You basically have the guy running the list, talking about the list right in front of you. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and head over to Discord so you guys can talk to us there. But let's get into the video, and hopefully you enjoy. Alright, today we have Chaos Space Marines, Pactbound Zealots led by Conrad Curse, who's going to be proxied as the Abaddon. We got 2 bikes, both have plasma guns, no fists, just all plasma. We have a Hellbrute, who we're proxying for a last cannon missile launcher. 3 Predator Destructors, all with, I think we're going either with last cannons or heavy bolters. It'll be in the list below. 2 Rhinos, one is Corn, one is Nurgle. 2 cultists. We have Chosen. We have 2 lords. One of them is Corn, which will be this guy. The other one is Slaanesh. And then we have Cypher. 3 units of Legionnaires, all with last cannons, and then 1 Noise Marine squad with the heavy blaster back there. 2,000 points, Pactbound Zealots. Alright, Brian, what do we got today?
We have Lion, we have Samuel, we have 3 guys that make Samuel go fast and maybe take a last cannon for him. They're just outriders. We have 3 units of the Deathwing Knights. They got the anti-monster, anti-vehicle maces because I don't want to get caught lacking. The leader has a great weapon, which is devastating. 2 units of Assault Marines. They're here to do stuff and pretend to not be Blood Angels. The 5 Infiltrators. You know exactly what they do. 2 units of Scouts. These guys don't do anything. They're just the watchers in the dark to keep track of my uses for that. 2 units of 3 Eradicators. And then Azrael with 5 Assault Marines. And there's a Power Fist in there.
Now, are these the 12-inch bubble guys?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love those guys. 2,000 points, Dark Angels. Alright guys, so here is the deployment. We are playing Burden of Trust, which is, you probably have to read it 3 or 4 times to figure out what the hell to do in this mission, but it's the one where you have to guard it. The only way you can get points is if you guard the objective at the beginning of the command phase. You would have to have controlled it and started on that objective, and if you do have that, you can still do actions, you can still shoot, charge, whatever it may be, but you have to have ended on that point and then control it as well. So it's confusing when you first play it, but once you play it once or twice, you kind of start knowing what you have to do. You have to keep a lot of models on points in this mission and get there as soon as possible. So against our game against Custodes, when I was running Grey Knights, they had to keep their 4 or 5 man blobs, really expensive units, on the points to get points in this mission, which helped us in the long run, but it's a hard mission to really master. So with this deployment, he's got most of his guys kind of screened out. So he's got the Terminators behind cover, the bikes over there, the no deep strike within 12 back here, jump infantry over there. He's got another jump infantry squad on the bottom there. I think he has 1 in reserves. He's got the scout over here, and then there's also another scout unit behind this little wall up there. So for us, we just castled up. You guys can see Abaddon is going to be Conrad Curse in this lineup. We got the Chosen with him, Cypher right there to run out either forward, sideways, or up. The Rhino has Cultists starting in there just so in case I get like a turn 1 action, they could basically move up and do an action over here, so they get that extra 3 inches out of the Rhino. I want to try and get the Rhino onto the point ASAP, or get the guys onto the point ASAP, so that way they can either make it sticky or do the defend turn 2. You can also defend your home field objective as well. So you should always have somebody on your home field, which is what these cultists are going to be doing most of the game. Abaddon with the Hellbrood are always going to be within 6 inches of each other with all the Predators. And the bikes over here, we have a bike in reserve. We also have the 2 squads out of the Rhino, so that way when the guys get out, these guys get in, and then the Rhino can advance or move forward. Bike in reserve, and then we have these 2 other guys in this Rhino with the Lord right there. The one with the Corn is going to be the one over here. He's the one that has the enhancement. And I think that's it. So pretty simple deployment. He's got Lionel Johnson that's going to rapid ingress. He's got the 2 melted guys obviously walking in from reserves because that's their best thing, and then 1 jump infantry coming in from reserves as well. All right, so he gets first. Like I said, this is his deployment, but he goes first. And this is a cool little tidbit that he did here. These Terminators are literally right in the open. And this is the one where I think you get to do free go to ground. No, that's not this one. But he does go to ground with this unit, and I'll explain why. So he moves up those guys, get as far as possibly can. He gets bring it down turn 1 and engage in all fronts, which he can't get really on turn 1 because all of my tanks were hidden. So he goes for the engage on all fronts. He got 1 little guy, 1 squad up here. He's got these guys over here, which is jump infantry, ran up that way. The other scouts moved back here. Terminators ran up behind cover. Bikes ran up behind cover, and everybody else is basically setting up for turn 2 charges. Now he can advance and charge with all of his army. That's his detachment. Dark Angels are really freaking good. But yeah, he gets 2 for engagement, and then he ditches bring it down because it's going to be tough for him to get any shots off on my tanks, and he doesn't know what's going to happen. So for us, we line up 2 Predators to get line of sight on this Terminator squad. We move up this Predator to get anything, like if he has Overwatch, because I have full rerolls to hit with Abaddon within 6 inches, and then the Hellbrute within 6 inches of all 3 predators. So they get full rerolls to hit, and they crit and sustain on 6s for Overwatch. But if they're Nurgle, which we are, they get crit and sustain on 5s. So they do a ton of damage, ton of docket coming out every single turn if you don't focus them down. Then we moved up our Rhino. On turn 1, we get Overwhelming Force and Recover Assets. So I wanted to recover assets with, I believe, this unit over here with these guys, but I think I wanted to make that charge. So what I did was I charged, failed with the unit, and then I charged the bikes in, and then they succeeded, so the bikes were able to get into combat with these guys up there. So I gave up recover assets, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I gave recover assets to try and make a charge, and then behind me, Overwhelming Force, I just couldn't get. So he didn't really have anybody on the objectives that I can reach turn 1. His turn 2. Oh, this is what happened. So I moved up the Predators to line up with these guys. He then goes to ground for the cover save and armor contempts. I was like, that is insane, bro. So my autocannons, which are AP 2, then goes down to AP 0. So he gets his 2 up saves. Like, it was such a big brain play by Brian. I was like, that's really smart. So I only took one guy down to 1 wound. The other were fine after 2 predators, full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to hit, and exploding on 5s for lethal and sustain. And I do 3 wounds to a Terminator. I was impressed, guys. All right, so turn 2, he starts committing everything. So he gets 4 points for Burden of Trust because he's able to do it on his home field back here, and then on I think this one with the scouts, he did it over here as well. So he gets 4 points for that Burden of Trust. He held the center point. Gotcha, that's what it was. So he can't do Burden of Trust turn 1, but for primary he gets 4 points because he held this one right here. So he commits. He basically super far advances his bike unit. He wants to try and kill my Lord and Legionnaires this turn. That's really his game plan. That's why he's committing everything over here. He gets Assassinate and Cleanse. So he wants to kill my character for Assassinate, and then Cleanse. He basically cleanses with this unit over here. He wants to cleanse with these guys. That's why they came down in the center, but he needs them to charge because of what we do later on in the turn. The 2 melted guys walk up. Their basically goal is to blow up this Rhino. So he shoots them first, doesn't kill it, so he has to commit these guys into killing it. He was going to use those guys to blow up this Rhino as well, with the full rerolls to hit, wound, and damage against vehicles, which is really good. But instead, he needs to commit both of these guys into shooting my Rhino to blow it up to get the guys inside. So now once that Rhino blows up, I can't use any stratagems on them. Even though I have a free strat with the Lord, they're battle shocked, so I can't do any strats, which is also a really good game plan this turn. So he does happen to blow it up. He lines up all the charges onto him, and this is where we pile everybody out. So we pile out 5 guys in front here to try and stop the charge. The other 5 guys come back here behind the Rhino. So the Rhino is right in the middle here. We put out 5 guys within 3, right? Wholly within 3. So that way I try to spread them out as much as possible so it stop the charges from other units. And then I put the other guys 3 inches as far back as I possibly could to make that charge farther. I'm trying to protect my Lord as much as possible. So what he does is he charges in his Terminators, which he rolls pretty far. Now, since he rolled so far, he charges in, and then now these guys that were right here, the cultists, they can then countercharge, which is what we do. So when we countercharge, we countercharged, and then we are able to tie up basically these 2 base to base, these 2 base to base, and then we put all the other guys around my Legionnaires so that he couldn't charge with his bikes. His bikes don't have fly. The one guy does, but he can't land his base on the other side and be outside of 1 inch. So he has to commit to charging the cultist, and then that was a way to kind of stop the charge by using a counter charge strat or heroic intervention strat to get in there. So once I did that, he had to then charge in his jump pack guys, so he gave up 2 points for cleanse to then try to charge in and kill the Legionnaires as much as possible. So Brian's really good at the game. His mindset is order of activation. He charges in with the dudes first. He does a bunch of attacks into the Legionnaires, kill the Legionnaires pretty easily. Then all of the rest of his Terminators finish off the Cultist. So now that he finished off the Cultist, his bikes now are able to pile in. Actually, I think it was vice versa. So the Terminators didn't kill the Cultist. These guys down here killed the Cultist. So what he did was he charged in with these guys, killed the Legionnaires. These guys then kill the Cultist. So now all I have left are the Legionnaires over here, which his 3 Terminators are able to move up 3 inches like this, move up 3 inches and kill all but the Terminator or the Chaos Lord, and leaves the Chaos Lord on 1 wound. So it was super close. He kills all but the 1 Lord, and then the Lord fights back and kills, I believe, 1.5 Terminators. He uses the Kamehameha, uses all of his abilities, and then does that to the 2 Terminators. So it was a really good play by Brian. But now you could see he has all of these guys on this side of the table, and it's about to go down. So he doesn't get Assassinate. He does get 2 for Cleanse though, and then our turn. You can see he stole the top objective, so I don't have that anymore. And then I really don't have anything else in the center. So the Rhino wasn't there yet, but I get 0 for primary. So we're already going into turn 2 with a 0. 0 for turn 1 for secondaries, and then 0 for primary turn 2. Our secondaries, we have Recover Assets, which I didn't get because I had to charge. And then we get Behind Enemy Lines. So I'm not really going to get anywhere behind enemy lines, so that's kind of a bust. But look at what we have to go after. So he has the 5-man here, the 2 Terminators, and the 3 bikes with the character. He's got these 2 guys up here as well, the 2 units, and then all these guys ran up to set up for turn 3 assaults. So for us, we bring on our bikes. They actually rapid ingressed down here on his turn 2. So they basically came in rapid ingress right here, so that way he couldn't get shot by anybody. So that way next turn I can move up and either shoot and charge these guys. I probably should have moved up this way, shot all the plasma into these guys, and then just kind of sat on the objective to steal the objective from them. That would have been the better play, because running around the objectives and trying to charge this way, I wasn't going to get on the point, which was just dumb by me. So I should have moved up this way, shot these guys, and kind of just camped 6 points on the objective right here to stop his primary. That would have been the better play with these bikes. So reserving bikes, pretty good. Abaddon comes out to play. All the Predators line up shots into the Terminators, the bikes, and these guys. I do have a straight line of sight going down here into these melted dudes up here, and then these bikes scooch over after finishing off these dudes that were in combat last turn. So the Lord falls back. I spent 1 CP to do heal him 3. So I healed him 3, and then he fell back. He's not battle shock, so I don't have to take a leadership test, so that was good. And then let's see what we kill. So after shooting everything into everything on the left side, you could see they're all gone. So this is before, and this is after. We killed both of these guys with the Predators, Plasmas, Grenades. These guys got out with the Lord. These Noise Marines got out. The Chosen moved up with Abaddon. And then you could see all the bikes and the 2 Terminators literally all died. What I messed up was I should have left probably these guys alive right here, so that way the Legionnaires could have charged in, killed the guys, got on the point, and stopped them or helped my primary. So that was my mistake. I killed too much, not thinking about the aftermath of me getting on the objective. You can see I literally have nobody on the objective right here. So I don't have my bikes. I don't have my Lord. There's literally nobody on this objective. So my primary game is terrible right now. I have my Rhino in the center. Lionel Johnson rapid ingress right there. I can't shoot him because he's blown up next to 3 inches of an infantry model. And we shot these guys with the bikes down here, killed all but 1.5. And then we charged the dudes over here, which he then kept the point because I couldn't get on the point, like I said prior. So I should have just shot them and either charged them. Probably not charged because then he could counter charge, but I should have just shot them and then just camped the point right here. That was my mistake. Going into turn 3, he gets 8 points for primary. We'll go over this picture in a little bit, but he held this point right here, and I believe he got 2 and 2 for cleansing. So he cleansed there, cleansed there. I keep saying cleanse, but it's burden of trust. So burden, and then held that one thing. So he got 8 points for primary. Then he starts committing. So he starts throwing everybody forward. This is the end of the charge. He charged with his Terminators onto my Rhino. Lionel Johnson and these guys moved up and charged into here. He killed my Lord with the Legionnaires right here. He killed my Noise Marines with Lionel Johnson right here. The Terminators are then charging the Rhino here to steal the primary. These Terminators came down over here and charged my Predator. And then these guys, the 2 jump infantry, moved up here and finished off the bikes to help out the scouts down here. Still his home field, basically camping. I can't really get to him. And I got Cypher right here to hopefully move up and stop any armor contempt or any stratagems that he has that he's going to use next turn. So this is what this picture was for. See how I moved this guy up right here? We took it back because this guy shouldn't be here after realizing what the line has. He basically has AP 4 damage or something like that. AP 3, I think it's AP 4 damage. So what he does was he basically would have piled in to my Chosen guy right here and attack the Chosen and just kill all the Chosen. So after realizing that I don't get any saves and he just 1-rounds the Chosen, I basically reposition it so that way this guy is not there. He's on the other side of Abaddon basically. So I've removed this guy right here. I remove him and move Abaddon first, so that way he can't get base to base to my Chosen. So that was the thing that Brian let me redo. So now that I have the Chosen with Abaddon in combat with the Terminators, Lionel Johnson is there in combat with me, but after the fact that he killed the Noise Marines, not before he killed the Noise Marines. So this turn we're going into it with Lionel Johnson, his squad right here with the I forget his Azrael, I think his name, Azrael. And then the Terminators. So after his charge, my tank died, the Predator. We did all of the shots, all the grenades, everything we possibly could into Lionel Johnson and Azrael. So we killed Azrael and Lionel Johnson with all of the shots. And we basically just kind of stayed there and let the Terminators just be there, because I wasn't going to kill them with Lionel Johnson and Azrael right there. So I put my guys on, I put my Lord on the terrain here, because we have to start getting primary somehow. We had 2 for defend for burden, because we burdened this on turn 2. And now going into his turn 3, he gets a 6, because he was able to control this one and burden that one, but he wasn't able to burden this one because they failed their battle shock. So since they didn't control it, they couldn't burden it, so he lost out on 2 points there. But going into round 4, he gets 6 containment. He had 3 from the turn prior. He gets behind enemy lines and extend battle lines. So behind enemy lines, he has to try and get his Terminators back here, but he doesn't want to because he's got so much threat up here. So he starts moving his Terminators up here to try and get some charges off. He then doesn't get to do too much because I think he kills most of the Chosen, but with the Chosen or the 1 CP, I can fall back, shoot and charge with Abaddon's unit. So that's basically what we do. He charges in, kills most of the Chosen, Abaddon's alive, and then when I fall back, he moves his guys, which is a out of movement phase move right behind this thing, so I can't get a lot of shots. So I don't get any shots off the Predator. I think the Hellbrew can see them, Cypher can't see them, Abaddon can't see them, and then this Predator advanced up this way to try and block some movement. He's basically going to go over this terrain next turn on turn 5 because I bought him a 5, but that is what he's setting up to do. The Lord moves up and burdens there. This thing moves up and burdens there. Or I think the Lord just burned, he just scooches up, so in case I get something turn 5 or an action, I basically am setting up for that. And then all these guys move forward so that way they can try and kill the rest of the Terminators. All he has left are 12-inch no deep strike guys back here. He might have 1 jump guy here, 1 scout there, and then these 2 Terminators. So after this turn, We finished off these guys with the last cannon and missile with the Hellbrute. So Hellbrute just luckily shot the shit out of him, killed him. And then going into turn 5. So his turn 5, he gets 10 for primary because he held this one because he passed the battle shock, and he had 2 burdens, so it's a 10 points for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How did he get 10? I guess he put 2 points on turn 5 when it should have been turn 4. So he gets 10 points on turn 5. And his last 2 missions was Extend and Overwhelming Force, which are both good for him. Because he's able to kind of move up the 2 jump pack dudes that were left. I think he then charges, kills my Hellbrute that was on 2 wounds left. Charges, kills the Hellbrute, gets 3 points. And then 5 points for Extend because he held this and his home field. So really good turn 5 for Brian. Our turn 5, we burdened there, and burdened there. And we held basically 1, 2, and 3 at the end of the turn. So we got 4, 8, 12 plus the 6 from the burdens. So that was 18 points. And yeah, it was a really good turn 5 for going second in this mission because there's no cap to it. But turn 5, he had a really good turn 5 secondary. Our turn secondary, turn 5 was Sabotage, which is like an easy 6. And then Extend, which also he had as well, so 5. So we had 11 points for secondaries and basically 18 to 24 because depending on where you put the Burn of Trust, whether you put it on turn 3 or turn 4, like however you score it. But it was a huge turn 5, and what we had left was this at the end of the game. So we had Abaddon on 6 wounds, we had Cypher, these 2 guys basically would have died. Our Predator on this tank, Predator scooted up, which does the action in his deployment zone, which was the 6 points for Sabotage. These 2 guys camping there, and the Cultist didn't move the entire game, just like his guys back there. So that was a good way to end it. This is the final score, guys. We have Chaos Space Marine 79 and Dark Angels 58. So if you look at the primary, Brian had 28 out of 50. He had 4, 8, 6, 10, and then 20 out of 40 for secondaries. His turn 1, he was only able to get 2 points on turn 2, 5, 3, 8. So kind of crappy secondaries throughout the game. And then for us, we had 36 because of a huge turn 4 and turn 5, basically just recouping from the first 2 turns because we had 0s, which was terrible. And then for our secondaries, we had 33 out of 40. So huge difference when it came to the scoring on turn 4 and turn 5. So we had 33 out of 40, he had 20 out of 40, and then our primary, we came back with 36 out of 50 compared to 28 out of 50. So in the end, finished with 79 to 58 Chaos Space Marines. Now, what did we learn from this? Dark Angels, super quick, super tanky, great strats, advance and charge, and Lionel Johnson is a beast. What we learned for Chaos is Abaddon with full rerolls to hit, Pactbound Zealots, all Nurgle for critting on 5s, which means you get sustain and lethal with the Hellbrute on a 5. So having that little castle early off in the game, like just having Abaddon in between all 3 of the tanks, 6 inches, and then having the Hellbrute all within 6 inches. The Hellbrute's behind this little wall. So having both these guys within 6 inches of all these 3 tanks, even the Predators alone, like they alone could kill so much of the army. So I think with this game, I did bring heavy bolters. So heavy bolters with Pactbound Zealots I think are better just because the lethal on 5s. So you're able to do AP2 against infantry because they're heavy bolters, and AP1 against anything else. But AP1 going into just a ton of shots, 6 shots, exploding on 5s, lethals on 5s, full rerolls to hit, like you get a ton through. If you have last cannons, yes, it's the same thing, but it's like you kill maybe 1 to 3 guys compared to killing an entire squad of Space Marines. So the AP 2 damage against the Dark Angels Knights doesn't do a ton. It's just the volume of shots into them. But the autocannon with the 3 damage, same amount of shots, does a ton of damage into Dark Angels. So that is really what the biggest thing that I noticed. Cypher, playing defensively, guys. He was basically back here until I needed him, until he got close. Then I came out a little bit, did some pot shots like right here. And then when I really needed, like, he was basically 12 inches max distance the entire game of where I needed him. He was never really out by himself in the fray. He was always in between stuff and protected by Abaddon. So they had to choose, am I going to go after Abaddon or am I going to go after Cypher? And most of the time they're going to go after Abaddon. So that's what I liked about the list. I think the Hellbrute, 3 Predators, Abby combo is just still legit. I would definitely run this list again. I think the only thing that you can really change is the Noise Marines. The Noise Marines are 85 points. I wish I had 90 points to put in another Legionnaire squad. I know the points are coming out very, very soon. We have to see what is going to change with the new meta. But ACDC, let's see what they do with them. But I think ACDC in this match, or in this list, detachment is still also very, very good. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you liked, what you didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. Go support us over at patreon.com. If you guys want to get in the competitive scene, we do lists, we do coaching, we do one-on-one calls. There's just a lot of stuff that you guys can get out of being a part of the Dirtbag Nation, and it comes with either $10 a month for list coaching or $25 a month for everything coaching with me or one of my other coaches on the Dirtbag Nation. We are going out to Worlds to compete in the World event for Games Workshop in November, so I'm super excited about that, which is a free flight, that because we won Nova Open, we won Lone Star Open this year, and we came in 4th at Atlantic City Open. So we're really excited to see what we do at Worlds, and then what we do at Las Vegas Open this year. So if you guys are going to those, make sure you let me know. We have limited edition Dirtbag dice. Once these dice are sold, we are not buying anymore. Make sure you guys head over to Discord so you guys can buy the last of them, and buy some merch on the new merch store in the link below. Guys, I really appreciate it. Good luck. Thanks for all the support, my Patreons, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are thinking about joining the Patreon page, we're going to go over each tier and how it's going to benefit you and what you're looking for specifically to get out of 40k in 10th edition coming up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There's a lot of tactical videos up on the channel, which is for free. There's going to be a bunch of perks that you get specifically for being a part of the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. So first off, we have the first tier, which is $1 a month. You guys get first access to the videos over at patreon.com. You also get access to the Discord, which is specifically a private link in the Discord that only Patreon members can see. So you guys will have first access to that. Also a benefit is Patreons over the Dirtbag Nation get live streamed games on patreon.com streamed from YouTube, but there's only links specifically for the patreons.com. So not only do you get first access to these videos, you also get to see live stream games specifically only on patreon.com. The next tier is the Justicar. You guys get a shout out on every single video on YouTube. You also get to support us a little bit more. You get first dibs at voting on Discord, as well as you just kind of say, hey, I just want to be a Justicar Dirtbag and support you guys a little bit more than that $1 a month tier. But you get all the same access as well as the different color over on the Discord. So the third tier is the competitive Dirtbag. This tier, you get a lot more one-on-one coaching. This is a lot of the Dirtbags over on the Dirtbag Nation. They are able to send out messages one-on-one, go over list ideas, tactics, anything you guys want to talk about. When I was getting into 40k, or really any game in general, I always wanted to message the top players in the meta and just ask them questions. This $10 a month tier gets you that opportunity to message us one-on-one on Discord, so that way we can actually coach you, give you our insights, suggestions, and that's going to get you better at the 40k 10th edition as a whole. So that tier alone, just $10 a month to have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one messages anytime throughout the month, that's going to be a perfect tier for you guys. Even if you're brand new to the game, we go over 1,000 point list, 1,500 point list, 2,000 point brand new starting list, team list, anything you guys need. That's what the competitive Dirtbag tier is for. Also, you get a little bit red number name tag on Discord, so people know that you're really serious about getting into the competitive scene. The Grand Master Dirtbags. This is the all-in-all $25 a month tier. You get one-on-one coaching, everything we said prior to this, but you guys get to see me, Mike, any of the other Dirtbags play your specific list that you want to see tested out live on one of our battle reports. You guys get to mention, suggest videos you guys want to see coming up on patreon.com. So you guys get the above first tier benefit of everything that we do over at Dirtbag Nation. all the support mainly comes from you guys supporting us over here at Dirtbag Nation. And Grandmasters, I can't thank you enough, but for $25 a month, you get one-on-one coaching and anything you want to see live on the tabletops. You get to see a professional play right in front of you. You guys get to kind of like see it one-on-one, and I'm actually making this specifically for you. There's also TTS events that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to do a first 1 or 2 turn run through on TTS, we can actually log in and coach you one-on-one with that. If you guys see us at any GTs, you guys get special benefits, free dice, stuff like that. Anytime you purchase a merch thing on Discord, you guys get a free limited edition Dirtbag dice sent to you with every single purchase on top of that. So there's a lot of benefits coming up with the Grandmaster Dirtbag. Guys, I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Definitely let me know which tier would be best for you if you go over to patreon.com and specifically go to a tier. And make sure you don't forget to message me up on Discord. That's where we check every single day. If you guys are really into getting into 10th edition 40k, head over to Patreon, join the Competitive Dirtbag or the Grandmaster. Message me as many times as you possibly want, and I'll coach you the best I possibly can on any specific army that you guys play. Mainly our armies right now, currently, going into 2024, is going to be Chaos Space Marines, Grey Knights, Death Guard, and then we have Custodes, Sisters, and I think that's it going into the Wings of 2024. But again, any other army that you guys play, we have other coaches lined up for the Dirtbags that are ready to take on that role of the Competitive Dirtbag page. So guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the Dirtbag Nation if you guys are already a part of us. And we'll see you in another video soon.